In today's video, we are talking to Juice, who is a Course Careers graduate who got into IT support without a college degree or any previous experience. So grab a drink, grab a snack, sit back and relax, because this is the information we've all been waiting for. What's going on, Juice, man? Thank you for joining me on my channel today. Super excited to have a conversation about your IT journey and your Course Careers journey and things like that. So, to get started, why don't you give me or give the audience a little bit about yourself, like how you got into IT and what kind of motivated that journey?
Yeah, sounds good. Well, first of all, thank you for having me on. Really do appreciate it. Yeah, so I guess first off, my name is Juice, but it's not my real name, obviously. My real name is Ario D Juice. That's where the juice comes from.
Nice.
Yeah, so in terms of IT, what kind of got me into that field? Actually, it was by accident. I never really like I wasn't really geared towards IT to work as a profession. I've been in tech support for years, and it's kind of close to IT in terms of problem solving, troubleshooting. It's kind of like the same type of job duties, somewhat. So
Yeah.
once I got an opportunity from a recruiter, they kind of saw what I've done in the past and kind of like, it's kind of like the same job role or the same job duties, but it's called IT. So I went for it.
So what were you doing prior to, being in tech and IT and stuff like that?
Yeah. So again, it was tech support. So it's your typical, a client calls in, maybe a device is maybe it's faulty. I'll kind of go through like a list of steps to kind of fix that issue. So maybe a firmware update, maybe a faulty cable, stuff like that. So again, it's kind of close to what IT help
Yeah,
desk
yeah, it's
does.
like help desk stuff.
Right. So, but it's just called tech support. So.
What were you doing? Is that your first job? I mean, is that like kind of like you did you end up going to college or did you not go to college? Tell me a little bit about before like you kind of got into your job world.
Yeah, so I never went to college.
Okay.
Wasn't my first job in tech support. Been there for about close to 10 years. Actually, the job went out of business due to COVID-19. So we were all sent home and never came back, obviously. So that's when the actual a recruiter kind of contacted me, kind of went through my, my resume and saw what I've done in the past in terms of, hey, I have this role. It's just IT help desk. It's close to what you're doing right now, but it's just in IT. Are you interested?
Yeah.
And it just kind of made sense to go for it. So
So had you always wanted to kind of get into tech and IT from like, an earlier age, or is that just like, did you just fall into that because it just happened to be a job that looked interesting and
yeah, so in terms of tech, maybe as a kid, I was just always into like messing with stuff. Maybe like my parents' stereo system, maybe like RCA jack, see how things work with each other. So I kind of have interest in stuff like that. That makes any sense.
yeah.
Um, yeah, man. So maybe I just had like a nick for just messing with things all the time, see how things work. So that's kind of what IT is too.
So then once you got into that, like, you kind of got a better, I guess you saw what was out there in the field a little bit more, I'm sure. I noticed from your channel, like you had done like a coding course and things like that.
Right,
So you were interested in some of that. And then
right.
what kind of led you to Course Careers? Like tell me like how that happened. Like I had a guest, his name was Nemesio. He told me that he had a friend who took the course and then talked to him about it, and then he was like, okay, I can do that. He was working at FedEx. So
Right.
like kind of tell me how you ended up coming across Course Careers.
Yeah, so I actually went to the coding boot camp first.
Okay.
And once I got that job in IT, I kind of wanted to just expand my, knowledge and what exactly is this field all about. So I just figured, so since it does somewhat a bit of code, like Python codes,
Hmm.
so I kind of thought maybe going to a boot camp made, just it's kind of just made sense, and it did. But I
For
really went to
sure.
the boot camp for reference. That's really my main focus, just kind of meet people, kind of learn who's in the space. And
Yeah,
believe it or not,
network a little bit.
absolutely. So just kind of knowing people have that bond. When jobs will call me, they would need a reference. So they will call the professors at that boot camp, and they will like vouch for me. So it really helped a lot. So that was
Okay,
really the
cool.
whole purpose of going to that. Like, yeah, so that was the whole purpose of going to that boot camp, just kind of meet people and all that. And I kind of went online and found course careers through that, and that made sense as well. Just kind of took a course on IT help desk. I was doing that current job at the time, so it just made sense to kind of like just learn new skills of IT help desk from course careers.
So do you feel like the core going through course careers and what they taught you and stuff like really like kind of expanded your knowledge as far as IT goes? I know you had some background in it
Mm-hmm.
prior, but do you feel like that really like, expanded your knowledge and it would help people who, let's say,
Yep.
never been in the industry at all. Like, I started going through the course myself because, I wanted to make sure that I knew what I was getting
Right.
into and things like that. But
Totally.
to me,
Totally.
did I know a little bit before? Sure. But like, I
Right.
think it's very just straightforward.
I agree 100%. I would very much encourage anyone to, join course careers, not because I actually work with them, but the thing is the type of technology that I was running in course careers, I'm using that same technology at my current job role, like literally. So
Awesome.
Azure, Python, PowerShell, Wireshark, it's all there. Oh yeah.
And I know some of you guys might not know what that is, but like once you get in there, it's really like Josh Madakor is the instructor for the course, and he really does like make things as simple and plain as
Oh yeah.
possible. It's not saying that it's not going to be
Oh
difficult,
yeah.
but he's just a very articulate guy who can dumb it down as best he can, and then he helps you
Absolutely.
kind of go in different directions. So yeah,
Well said.
but yeah,
Well
like
said.
so, I wanted to kind of point that out. So, as far as like, I know in course careers and stuff, they give you a lot of like interview help and things like that. And you already kind of had that, but kind of run through the process of what like an interview process is in the IT tech world.
Right. Great question. So, believe it or not, a lot of interviews in terms of IT help desk interviews, they really focus a lot on soft skills. Believe it or not. Yeah, they're big on the whole techie stuff. What's ping or what's IP config? Like, do you think about these things? But they really want to see how do you handle pressure. So when someone's having a problem with their faulty computer or whatever, and they're mad, how do you kind of approach that person in that situation? So, what do you do? Do you, hey sir, how are you today? Like what exactly do you do to kind of calm that person down to start fixing
Yeah.
their problem? Because believe it or not, it's not them being mad at you per se, but the issue is just driving them crazy. Maybe
Oh
they have a
yeah.
meeting like 2 minutes, and
Frustration.
they just you're right. So just I need you to fix this right now and get this ball rolling. So, yeah, they really focus on soft skills a lot. Believe it or
Okay. Okay.
not. Yeah.
That's very interesting. So when it comes to like, they want to know that your personality can handle the
Oh yeah.
stress of it, the
Totally.
different personalities coming at you from
Absolutely.
different angles. Like, are you going to be, the steady hand? And
Right.
then, the tech skills and the IT skills are kind of like a byproduct. If you can speak some of that language, you're probably going to be
Right.
okay. All right. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's
I'm sorry. Go. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, no, no. Go ahead, man. I was just gonna say that's really cool. I appreciate that's great knowledge for people.
I mean,
It's
it's something that people really kind of I guess sleep on. Um, so I guess go back to tech to me doing tech support. Like the reason why I say it's kind of close to IT because really to me, IT is almost like customer care. You're like you said, you're just around different people all day, and
I
it's
mean,
like
I
constant
would honestly
communication.
say your tech support job is an IT job. I mean, like me personally, I
Okay.
would be like, that's an IT job. There's no doubt in my mind.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
it's like you got into that field and now like, I mean, but in this world, again, and I've talked about this before, in other videos and with other people, it's like, you're constantly expanding your knowledge, whether it's
Hmm.
taking course careers, taking coding, taking
Right.
the cybersecurity certifications and things like that, because
Right.
that way you can move up and expand your role in
Correct.
whatever, wherever you want to go. I mean, IT goes in all sorts of crazy directions. So
Correct. That's right. That's right.
So
So I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
no. Go ahead. Go ahead. I love it.
No, just I guess it's just me in this field. The thing is, to me, it seems like it's like free on the job training because you're around different people.
For
I'm
sure.
around your system engineers, your network engineers, and believe it or not, they have no problem teaching you their job duties because they just may need your help for that day because they're crammed with like work. So you're doing
Yes.
their job duties by just hey, just help me today. I'll show you how to do what I do. While you take care of this, I'll take care of that. So you're learning on the job for free, literally.
Yeah.
Seriously.
You're the second person who said that to me in an interview.
Yeah,
It's just
man.
like
Yeah, man.
I go to my job and like you'd be surprised. All these higher level guys, man, they're just like
Absolutely.
you show interest and they
Yeah.
love it. They
Yeah.
want to help you. They want to give you knowledge.
That's right.
So that's great. This is great
Take advantage.
information
Yep.
for anybody who wants to get into this field. Like
Take
it's
advantage.
yet
Yep.
you just got to get your foot in the door and then the opportunities are
That's right.
endless.
That's right. I love it. That's right. Well said.
So tell
Well
me
said.
kind of what a typical day for you looks like.
Yeah. So right now we have this project where we're looking to hire over 60 agents in my current role. So we have to basically onboard
Nice.
60 people. So we're implementing different technologies, make sure like their accounts are, it works. Their 365s are working, their emails are working, their outlooks. So we're doing that right now. But my typical day to day is really the tickets, manage the tickets. Who's a high priority, who's not. So like a lot of times our VPs, I won't say they're like the smartest people, but they're not the most tech savvy people. They're really
Yeah.
smart people, but not the most
They're just
techie
in a
people.
different world. Yeah. I get it. I
Right.
get it.
So I mean, the simplest thing like, hey, my audio is not working today. Could you come fix my headset? Or hey, my again a faulty cable is not working properly. It may just be like a plug and play thing, and the job's done. I'm serious, man.
So there's some
I'm
technical
serious.
stuff that's obviously it's going to be difficult, but in reality,
Right.
a lot of it's not rocket science.
No, not at all. It's like plug
Like
and
that's
play.
what I try and tell people. Like I
Yeah.
get they have all these things on like where job postings they're like, oh, we want you to be a computer scientist and things like that, but that's what they'd love for you to be, but that's not
Right.
reality.
No,
That
no. The most simplest, easiest plug and play things are on the ticket system. Hey, again, my monitor is going black or blue. It could just be a cable, man. Literally, like swap out a freaking TV cable and you're done, dude. I'm serious, man.
I
Like again,
believe you, I do.
I'm not here to insult our VPs. I love them to death. They're super
No,
smart.
of
They make
course not.
successful. But it is what it is, man. Like I see what they're complaining about. It's the dumbest things, literally, dude. Like
But
crazy.
listen, it's just there's a gap in between like ages and stuff like that. Like it's just like you know eh, my parents obviously they're a little
Yeah,
older, but they technology it took them forever to just like accept technology, much less like be like trying to learn how to use it. It's just like no. Like
right.
my parents my mom had a cell phone and wouldn't even turn it on. I was like, I don't
So
understand why you have a cell phone if you won't turn
that's
it
my
on.
father
She's
right
like,
now.
so I can call somebody if I
Father.
need to. I was like, but
I
I need
mean,
to
yo, my
call
dad has
you.
yo, man. So my father's in his 70s. He cannot text to save his life. I swear to you. He cannot text on his mobile device to save his life. I have to call him.
I believe it. I
It
believe
it is what it is.
but so like, and then some people they're not into it. They don't want. They just want to be able to use what they use and do their job
Right.
and kind of move forward. So
Yeah.
so what do you think are some of like the better the more like the type of skills you need to kind of like get your foot in the door. Like if I'm, let's say I'm just working a warehouse job and I'm like, I don't want to be doing this anymore. Like I want to get into IT. I'm going to take the course careers or I'm going to take something. And, what do you think, like kind of those, besides the soft skills you talked about, what do you think, like, some of the things that are important to learn?
Honestly, man. I mean, at this point, for someone that's like a newbie to IT help desk, I very much encourage you to just kind of learn as much as you can for free on YouTube. Just watch some tutorials. It's free information. It's just so much information available. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
You can learn the skill on YouTube for free. So not even paying
Yeah.
for a course on Coursera. Like, I'm not saying you don't need it, but maybe if you're into like advance yourself, then yeah, then, just take that
I
step.
think
So much for free online right now.
100%. Listen, you can
Yeah,
learn anything on free online. I
for,
think the
totally.
biggest thing about like courses in general, and I'm not just talking about course careers because I think it's they got a great program, but
Right.
like it's the structure. Like if I don't know anything about IT, like some of us, just like you said, I mean, like you'd be surprised how many people don't know just to plug in the computer, plug in the
Yeah.
cord, or even
Press
what the
power
cord
button.
is. Is it an HDMI cord? Is it a,
Right.
all the, it's like, so it's just structure. It's like, here's where you start. This is
Mhm.
like, this is a computer. This is, hardware.
Right.
This is, all the different pieces. Like, you don't necessarily need
Yeah.
to have that memorized, but like, this is where we're going to start. And then this is a network. This is how it works. Obviously, when you get into like IP addresses and the bits and it gets a little
Right.
confusing at times, but
Right.
it's like, I would I wouldn't even know to go look that stuff up on YouTube. I mean, it just isn't something I'd be like, like me personally.
Right.
And I use computers. I love it. I've built websites and things like that, funnels, but like I wouldn't have even thought, hey, I need to go look up this and understand what it is. And so
Right.
I think it's the structure behind it more than anything. It's not that
Interesting. I mean,
information's not out there.
right. Well, maybe because I'm just like so maybe used to using YouTube because I live on YouTube. It's
Well,
all
and
information.
yeah, a lot of people are, and that's the route they'll
It's all
take.
yeah, and it's so much great information from people in the field giving their not just giving their testimony, like what to expect you're on their first day. That stuff really helps a lot to know what to expect when you're in there. Like it's the most, I won't say easy, but you're gonna see a lot of, oh my god, you could have done that on yourself, man. Like plug and play your own headset or hit the power button or something. Or,
You're right. Like again, like it's all that information's out there, but it's like where to start, where to organize it, like the
exactly.
Azures and the going on there,
Right.
and like going into the cloud and understanding that stuff. It's like
Right.
there's so much information. It's like I could get started and then be going down rabbit holes left and right.
Right.
You're a smart guy, but you've done so much research on it that like you're like, okay, this is how I would go. But
Right.
like
Right. Right.
somebody who's just like, I don't know where to go with this. Do I
Interesting.
go to Microsoft? Do I look up this? Like, so that's the only thing I would say in my just years of, like I'm 46 years old. I've sat here and watched people ask questions on YouTube, like a certain amount, and you're just like, man, sometimes they just don't, that's where they're missing it. They're just like, well,
Interesting.
I want you to walk me through it. I want you to step by step
Right.
it. And
Right. Interesting. So in that case, maybe so the person has to ask themselves what's more important, your time, or maybe you have the time to do your own research. So if you don't have the time, then I would encourage you to maybe take a course. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, it's just more
Definitely.
structure. Again,
Right.
it's all like how people go about. Some people, you don't matter what you tell them, they're going to go out there and try and do as much as they can on their own, and then they're going to, like, if they feel like they absolutely have to go buy something or take something,
That's
then
me.
they'll
Yeah,
come back.
I'm guilty.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
guilty.
I'll do the same thing
I'm
too
guilty.
because I bought a
I'm
lot
guilty.
of courses and got nothing from them.
Right.
So that was the one thing I wanted to make sure, like course careers was just like, if I'm going to be out there, promoting a product that I think is great, because I don't think
Right.
everybody should go to college, but it's like,
100%.
I think that this program and the way they have it set up, they're trying to do the right thing and really help you from start to finish if you don't know anything.
Right. But so I guess I never want to make it seem like I'm Mr. Anti, going to school because
Of
I'm really
course.
not. No, I'm not anti-college, but it's not for everyone. Just like you said,
I
or
agree
maybe
with
just
you. We're on the
maybe,
same page there.
so it just depends on the per person. Definitely.
What is, so let me ask you this, like, What's your career goal from here? You know, you've been in tech support, you know, help desk IT. You're kind of doing similar stuff now. Like, do you have a route you're looking to take?
Honestly, I really don't. I think since COVID-19, I've just been more focused on trying to find something that's just more stable. So con I've done some contract role in IT, which is great because contract roles pay a lot.
Yeah.
They pay way more than a permanent job. But the thing is, I'm also trying to find the next job. After like 6 or 8 months, I'm back trying to find the next role.
That
So
seems to be like what a lot of the IT stuff. It's just like, you know,
yeah,
the Nemesio who I talked to, he was just like, yeah, I was at that. My first job was at Disney World. You know, it was supposed to be like a 10-month deal. And then I started looking
right,
for something earlier. And he actually like went straight to cybersecurity from there.
awesome, cool.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
like I was like, dang, man, you got into cybersecurity. Like, I mean, that quick, dude. It was like a year and he was, you know, got his first, you know, cybersecurity job. And he said he loves it.
impressive, impressive. Yeah, I
And he
honestly have
didn't
like a.
even take any more courses.
He's a smart guy, I guess, or a smart woman
Well,
too.
he said it was the same thing. He was like, once I got in there, like I learned enough to where like I felt like I could go to my next situation, which was a very entry level cybersecurity. And now he's just like, oh
Right.
man, I love it. Like this is the route I'm taking.
It's possible, and again, just kind of what I said, like just earlier, like when you're in IT help desk, you're around different job titles of people, and they will have no problem showing what they know, just because they just need the help, and they're so slammed with with work. So they just might need your assistance at that very day. Just hey, I need you to go patch, like this switch into that patch panel. It's not really my job duty, but I don't mind doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you feel like you enjoy most out of like doing IT? Clearly you enjoy like your job. I mean, are you, you know, because you've stuck with it and you've been kind of in the same, you know, like s- basic setup, you know, like where you're doing tech support and IT support and things like that. Like,
Right.
what do you like most about it?
Really, I'm into troubleshooting. I like to fix things. That's really
Yeah.
why I kind of IT. So problem solving is just my thing. Like, what's the issue? What technology could I use to fix that? Like at like a fast pace. So that's really because we're more techie. So okay, maybe I'll use this technology. Maybe I'll use that to just fix that issue quickly. So that's really I think I focus on that route.
Well, that's super awesome. Juice, man, I appreciate you hanging out, man. Let everybody know where they can connect with you. I know you guys, you got a YouTube channel. You're going to send that over to me in an email right after this so I can put it up on the video down in the description so everybody can go check out Juice's channel. He gives a lot of just awesome information. I've been on there. Go subscribe to his channel. If there's anywhere else they can connect. Yeah, man. Is there anywhere else they can connect with you at?
I'm actually on LinkedIn heavy. I love on LinkedIn. I speak with so many people there a lot, so I'm on LinkedIn very much. It's actually my first and last name, which is a weird first and last name, but I'm on there a lot.
Cool. So I just like if anybody has any questions or anything like I'm gonna put it down in the description so you guys can contact Juice and like you know whatever. Talk to him, ask him questions. Like he's super cool guy, super cool channel. Like
Appreciate it.
so I appreciate it. So for
Thank you, my
everybody
friend.
tuned in, thank you so much. You guys go check out his stuff. And if you have any questions, obviously you can drop them in the comments down below. And thank you so much, Juice.
It's a pleasure, my friend. Appreciate it. It's a pleasure.
For those of you that are inspired by Juice's story and want to get started in IT, there's no better time than right now. Sign up for Course Careers' free intro course, link down in the description down below, and get started today. Thanks again for watching. Make sure and hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, and that thumbs up. And you guys have an awesome, awesome day. Peace.